Hey, welcome to Hear Us Out. I'm Paul.
And I'm Patrick.
How's it going, Patrick? How are you doing today?
It's going pretty good. I'm looking forward to, as you very coolly put it, roping up all the news stories in our roundup of September 2022. And it's been a hell of a month. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I'm really hoping that anything we don't cover gets shouted in the comments. We're not going to go into everything in detail, folks, because too much has happened. But it's been a kind of a weird and fun month for kind of bad news stories and then good news stories and then bad news stories and then good news stories. So this could be quite the up and down ride.
Yeah, yeah, and especially since some really interesting stuff come out of the Gate real late game for September.
Mm.
Some really nice things.
Yeah, I just like to say thanks Ryan Reynolds for the last
Yeah.
2 days just before we do this. I think we all know what I'm talking about, but we'll get there. Paul, can we kick off with the very start of the month?
Yes.
Because the very start of the month is one of those down things. We are so over talking about Ezra Miller, and I was like, great, we won't have to talk about him at next month's news roundup, and we don't, because instead it became about Harry Styles possibly spitting on Chris Pine at the premiere of Don't Worry, Darling, and that lasted 12 to 48 hours, depending on how quickly people lost interest.
It
There was
was
an intense 24 hours of people analyzing video angles. Did he spit? Did he not?
it was so ridiculous.
It was bullshit.
Yeah, like it was my partner was just like, this is kind of going on to the whole like um yellow blue dress thing where it's like,
Yeah.
did he not? Like, you got
Yeah.
half the camp saying he didn't, half the camp that he did.
And
It's just weird.
it was kind of terrible because, like, I hate these sorts of stories, and we're not actually talking about it for the reason it's but I hate these sorts of stories because people will never be invested or as invested in the effort that went into making the movie or even how good the movie is as they will be into some sort of weird behind the scenes, or in this case in front of the premiere drama. And don't forget, you had people like Brendan Fraser standing there, bowing and crying and all sorts of stuff around the same time, where you're like, that's the story we should all be like pausing and crying at. That's Brendan Fraser, everybody, and he's sweet and he's back. But Paul, don't worry, darling. It has come out to what can best be described as lukewarm reception. So a load of people were ready to hate it before it came out. A load of people were curious because of all this, but essentially it got a bit of a meh. It's a bit meh.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard. Yeah, critics have been having a mixed kind of experience of it, and it's been depending on actor based, I guess, a little bit, and also
Mm,
kind of a little bit more. The story is more cerebral than I think a lot of people thought it was going to be. I haven't seen it myself, but I have heard.
Either have I.
I've heard some mentions of kind of like how deep this. I think this in the traditional Irish fashion. I think this movie had notions. Um,
Notions. It's a great one, folks. For anybody not in Ireland, you just learned some real Irishness.
yeah,
It had notions.
I think it had notions, and it didn't deliver on those notions in some
Yeah.
regards, which has damaged its like repeal for some people. Like,
Well, that's the thing. A lot of the reviews that were terrible were then followed up by people defending it, going, it's not that bad. But they all shared the core of it's not as original as it thinks, and Olivia Wilde's direction isn't as on point as we would have hoped. But they all universally said Florence Pugh, still amazing. Chris Pine, really good. And this is why I wanted it added as a news story. I think this is the perfect case for, they say there's no such thing as bad press.
mhm.
I think there might be,
Yeah,
because it didn't hurt the movie as much as it all hurt Harry Styles. Because the number of people who said, yeah, Harry Styles was just way out of his depth, particularly, unfortunately for him, because he was acting against Florence Pugh, who is on the ascendancy like a roller coaster heading to its highest point. Like she's just on the vertical up. And yeah, apparently it's tough going from what I hear, watching him fumble through the scenes while she is, you know, acting like a pro.
like yeah, like that's the thing. It's one of those things where it's like, I know actors. I know. So it's Harry Styles trying to become the triple threat kind of person, where he's able to sing, he's able to act, and yes, he's able
Dance
to
and be
dance,
hot or whatever. Yeah.
kind of thing. So like, I think he's trying to push his way into the actors kind of side of things, and like fair do some and a fair amounts of other which good singers and songwriters have made their way into the acting thing with variety of successes. If you want to see who has gone over, there's a video in our backlog with that kind of thing. But Harry Styles with some of the other ones that we mentioned in that video, they specifically started in areas in which were a little bit less pressured. I would say, trying to get their footing and kind of how the, you know, because although singing and probably making music videos is similar to acting and stuff like that, with full fledged kind of film, there's also kind of, I guess, some elements to it that also you might need to feel out a little bit more. But Harry Styles decided to go for two top tier things, which was Marvel films, and also which was a cerebral film with his partner being the director, which is like
Yeah.
one of these
That
real
whole mess.
So I think just maybe Harry, take this as a maybe take some cooler kind of like low key maybe acting gigs for a little bit, build up your confidence in it. Not that you don't have enough confidence as it is, Harry, but
Yeah,
you know,
seems to be not sure of confidence. Yeah, cut your teeth on the indies. I wish the kid all the best, and I don't want anybody to fail at any of their dreams. I want everybody to succeed. Unfortunately, for a guy who seems to court the limelight as much as he does, um, he didn't do some great interviews around the time of the whole spitting thing that made him seem a little bit less than um, with it. Let's say, I'm trying to find polite words. But yeah, I wish him all the best, but he may want to not be on the poster for the next one. Maybe didn't do what he did in Dunkirk. You know, have a few more of those roles where you're a part player and you get to apply your craft and watch other experts. Anyway, Paul, I say good luck to Don't Worry, Darling. I am very much looking forward to watching it on a streaming service at some stage.
yeah,
But I made the executive decision that it wasn't going to be the thing I'd go to the cinema to see.
I agree. It's not going to be one of those things. I'll maybe put it a couple of euro if it's on kind of like, you know, early access kind of thing on a streaming service, but nothing.
Yep.
Which goes, where would you like to go next, Patrick?
Oh, I'd love you to surprise me. Slap me
Okay.
upside the head with a big dirty surprise.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose one of my episodes. It is The Last of Us, which goes
The Last of Us trailer came out. Yeah, that was a surprise.
I like we knew it was coming, which was a nice thing, but this is the, I guess the surprise for me is just how well it seems to have been, like, for me and my circle of kind of gaming friends who really love the game, um how well it's been kind of received, which is we got some great choices of kind of shots from that made it feel a lot more game like. If I could possibly say that this could be the closest and best adaptation of a video game.
Ooh.
So
We're at trailer stage, so I caution you, my co-host and friend,
oh yeah,
tread carefully.
This is all done with the caveat of I haven't seen it, no one's seen it. We're just seeing with trailers, but from the very small bit, it looks like it's going to be good.
Oh yeah, I'm digging it. And like, who doesn't like Pedro Pascal? The guy's got a lovability factor. I just want to ruffle his hair and then go for a drink with him. But can you answer for me, because I own The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in its wrapper. It never got put in and got played through, because the idea was myself and my wife were going to play through it together. I was telling her this is as much of a movie as it is a game. Everybody says it's great. But since I never got to play it, can you confirm for me that my memory is correct, that the characters in it, essentially some of the main characters, are, for lack of a better way of putting it, Willem Dafoe and Elliot Page when they were Ellen Page? Is that the same game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had this kind of game that is very film-like in its storytelling, I'm assuming, because that's what I remember hearing at the time.
Oh no, I think you might be getting it mixed up with there's another game on PlayStation 3 which is about, it's like Detroit Detectives. It's Rain, I think it's called. Can't remember.
Oh, okay.
Last of Us is a survival game.
Mm,
But it does. No, I don't think it has Ellen Page. This is a different game. Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Um, but
But you're saying what you're seeing matches the game well enough that
mm,
you're positive. And also, like Pedro Pascal, is he like, if you were casting this in your head, are you like, oh, that's nailing it?
oh, no, not no. So like, I'm really excited for Pascal to play which gets the main character or one of the main characters, but which goes his name is Joe. But I think he's a good. I think he's going to be good with it. But my choice would have been someone like I don't know. Probably a younger, if I could get us a younger Jeff Bridges
Oh,
kind of character. So but yeah, no, it's he's good. Pascal's going to do a good job. We all know that. So I'm interested in it, and which is the girl who's playing Ellie is from Heritage or Hereditary, and so
yeah.
she's got a long history of. I don't know her name off the top of my head. I do apologize. Just but yeah, they she has a long history of good kind of acting and stuff, especially with scared stuff. Ellie is a very kind of strong character, so I also think she can do well with some of her past stuff. Some of the points that I really like from the trailers, the clickers are really well done. So I know that's going to come up in a couple of minutes for you, Patrick, but the clickers are like look like they're going to be really, really dangerous and really, really nice in this. They look exactly like they're meant to be in the game. So
Cool.
fun thing. So which if you didn't catch it in the trailer, yeah, clickers are in the trailer, clear as day, as you can see on screen.
Problem for me is now I've got to play the damn game before the film gets out, and that means I've actually got to go and dust off a PlayStation, and make sure I've got the right version, because I can't remember if I got it for PlayStation 3 or 4. So that could be interesting. But I take it as well worth playing, and if it is well worth playing, then that means it's a movie well worth making. Because let's face it, a good game turned into a good movie would be amazing. People just haven't been able to pull that feat off very often. Great games have been ruined by bad movies, or great games have just not been tried. So this is a chance to get one on the board on the win column. Let's do it, people. I believe. Go, Pedro. Go.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this one. It'd be good. Which was we got which is Brew saying, did she play the wee girl who was making the click noise in Hereditary? I think she did. Yeah, I'm fairly sure she did, but I could be wrong. So yeah, but yeah, that's the Last of Us trailer drop today. So go check it out. It looks like a very interesting. If you haven't played the game, I played the game and then I immediately played the second one because I was lucky enough to not play the first one until the second one came all the way through.
Cool.
But yeah, so
So
where
can
would
I
you
take
like
a
to
turn towards industry then, Paul? Can
go
we talk
for it?
about, oh gosh. So cast your mind back to when there were multiple studios before the time of the great conglomeration. When Fox was its own thing and Disney was somebody that nobody ever talked about, and Lucasfilm was out there and Marvel was struggling away. Well, they all got together, and Disney is now one of the biggest corporations on the planet with theme parks, and pretty much owns 75% of all things that you accidentally name in the movie landscape. Discovery Warner was the big merger this year, and we've talked about it a few times, because you got, as part of Warner, you've got HBO Max, you've got DC. We talked about that side of it. Now there is a chance, not a chance from what everybody's saying, way more than a chance, that that's going to be a very short-lived marriage, because it looks like Discovery and David Zaslav bought Warner thinking, you know what would be great? If we buy this and then do a little bit of work under the hood and already have a buyer lined up before we even finish our purchase of it, then we'll be able to get in, have some fun, and get out with a massive profit. And that exactly looks to be coming to pass. So they're talking about a deal being already tentatively on the cards for 2024, where Warner would be spun back off to be sold to NBC Universal. It's mental.
Yeah,
I don't think it's. I'm not going to get into right now, because we'll do an episode on all this at some stage, because people owning people and all this kind of great mush, it's not ideal for me. I don't like seeing everything go to the one flavor. But in this case, who knows until we know more details what would be sold, what wouldn't be sold, what will be kept, what will be maybe spun off somewhere else. All I know is it's the last thing I expected to be talking about this year. This one blindsided everybody, but then once the news came out, and I think it was either Variety or the Hollywood Reporter kind of broke the story, and everybody else went and checked with their sources, and everybody seems to be coming back going, yeah, they're planning on selling to NBC Universal before they even have all the ink dry on buying the damn stuff. So that'll be weird because there's also, as of today, I think, a class action lawsuit against Warner Discovery for from the shareholders saying that they overvalued how many subscribers HBO Max had. So that could be one of those things that's coming up as a result of this, knowing that they can now squeeze them for money. Who the hell knows? I just think it's fascinating. We all get to sit back and watch. But the number one thing that we can't forget here is if this does come to pass, people will lose their jobs.
Yeah.
That sucks. That sucks massively. And I think it gets forgotten in all these big, massive, oh, look at the giants fighting and buying each other. Oh, big fish swallowed medium fish. Now it's huge fish. There's usually a human cost to that. And there's going to be a human cost to whatever happens next. So for anybody out there who thinks they're going to be involved in this merger and the negative side of things in the future, my heart goes out to you already because it's crappy watching this sort of train coming down the tracks.
Yeah, certainly is with a merger like this, you know.
Mm.
I've seen friends personally, not from this merger, but from other mergers and stuff like that, just been kicked out because the job is some other company, the parent company kind of thing. So, yep.
So yeah, there was an unexpected one, Paul. So we were expecting to be talking about Warner Discovery for the next 5 years and the future of what they do. Maybe we're going to get a year out of it. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll find out. I'm going to go on to probably. I'll go on to one that I think just a brew is going to.
Yay!
Hellraiser reboot. So this is the Hellraiser film that's coming out. It's going to be the 11th in the installment of the Hellraiser kind of franchise.
My God.
Yeah. Which is it is a reboot. It is going to be directed by David Berkner, who did The Ritual and VHS. And then Jamie Clayton is playing Pinhead, who is known from Designated Survivor and Sense8 show. So I'm interested in this. I've always loved the Hellraiser kind of franchise, except when it got to a silly amount of characters. The puzzle box may have inspired something else that we'll be very. Just keep an eye on the channel for that. But yeah, so
I know what he's talking about. This is cool.
You know the schedule that we'll be doing. Yeah. So yeah, just an interesting kind of it's an interesting one because it shows that some of the maybe with the Scream and Scream with Scream and also like Halloween and stuff like that coming back kind of into kind of the horror flow. I like to see that Hellraiser, kind of an oldie but goodie kind of one, come back into it.
Hellraiser was never my thing per se, and I watched the first and second, I think, but I did love the days in my VHS, video store, looking at the cover of Hellraiser and Phantasm, which I never got around to watching, but there was definitely a big silver ball at some stage flying around with knives and drills coming out of it. And with Hellraiser, Pinhead is the icon, I'd say. I just hope they don't do the thing that they do with all properties like this, although maybe it's gotten there since this is the 11th one. I remember Pinhead being in the original for minutes. Is it now going to be like Hellraiser following Pinhead for a day as he stretches and gets out of bed, tightens up the nails, gets off about his business and goes to work? I think sometimes you can take the fear out of things a little too much by showing them too often. So I remain I remain skeptical, but I hope they do a good job.
Yeah, like it's gonna be an interesting one because the I guess the weird thing was that Pinhead was never the actual horror thing in Hellraiser movies, but he was just a very kind of sinister presence around the place.
Yeah,
So yeah, if they don't get to play that off well, though Jamie Clayton seems like she's fairly up for the job. Um, but yeah, it should be good. I'm excited for it.
cool.
But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We might do another episode on it if it's good. We might rapid review. So we don't know.
Well,
See how it goes.
do you want to squeeze in a quickie before we hear a word from our sponsors? And that quickie would be in the shape of Keanu Reeves coming back for another run at Constantine, which, bearing in mind one of our previous stories, makes a lot of sense that there's a Constantine movie happening now, because Warner, Discovery, etc. You can do these things. You can have a Constantine movie, and it doesn't really affect your ongoing Snyderverse. Will it? Won't it? All the other big drama around DC properties. So perfect time, and Keanu is still as lovable and as popular as he ever was. So what a great movie to just go, right, we'll make one of these. Personally, I love the first one. I know a load of people were like, oh, but Keanu's not the right casting because he doesn't look like blah, 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 blah. Then they made, the TV show where apparently they got somebody who was much more, I think he had red hair, right? Or something like that, the original Constantine.
He's blonde, yeah, but yeah,
Blonde, there you go.
yeah.
I'm happy to see another Keanu Constantine. I don't think we'll be having a reprise because a lot of people forget that this was one of Shia LaBeouf's first kind of big screen movies. I doubt we'll be seeing him back, but I would fucking love it if they did it. So please, universe, give us a bit of that. So yeah, I just mentioned it because it's one of those things. On the down and up of it all, this is one of the ups.
Yeah,
Constantine 2, bit of crack.
I definitely agree. There is some returning cast from the first. Great. We don't have a full list. Keanu has agreed upon. Yeah, I will agree that although he isn't Constantine from the comics, he is a good Constantine from a movie point. This version of it, be happy with it. You know,
I thoroughly enjoyed that movie, and I do every time I watch it. It's kind of like Brendan Fraser in The Mummy and all that kind of stuff, which Rachel Weisz is in them both actually. Yeah, these are movies that don't get made that much anymore. So I hope they don't make a modern Constantine. I hope they're not afraid to make a sequel in the traditional sense of we'll keep a bit of the original's vibe.
Yeah.
Also, Keanu. 2 thumbs up for Keanu at all times.
We go well, which is we'll do a quick word from our sponsors, which goes.
And you will all hit the like and subscribe button if you have not already. That's right, I'm talking to you. Talking to all of you.
Back in a couple of seconds.
Hi, I'm a regular person, just like you. I don't have dead, lifeless eyes or anything. If you're like me, you're frustrated with the trash that keeps getting served up to you by the internet. Well, do I have good news for you? I've found Hear Us Out. These two handsome, intelligent, and not at all egotistical folk talk about everything to do with the world of entertainment, covering everything from how movies are made to what TV shows you really shouldn't miss out on. I know, a service like this must cost an awful lot of money. Well, have no fear. It's all available for free on YouTube, with an extensive back catalogue and new episodes every Thursday. To take advantage of this, all you have to do is go to their channel and hit the big red subscribe button. Insider tip, hit the little bell to get notified of any new bonus content. Add some colour to your life. I know I could use it. Hear Us Out. 3D talk in a 2D world.
Hey, we're back. Thanks for watching that ad, which goes we'll go on with the rest of our stories. So Constantine 2, I'm excited for it.
We won't go on unless you hit the little like thumb thing, because folks, it's a YouTube game. We need all that kind of stuff now, because apparently you're not doing YouTube unless you do. So comment down below, share with your friends, hit subscribe. We need more subscribers. We just do. So we're going to get them any way we can, even if it is threatening not to talk about the massive secret surprise that we have coming up in just a few minutes. So I'll be watching to see if we don't get more likes in the few minutes. And we just won't tell you what that story is if we don't get the result we want. So Paul, tell them the boring stuff then.
Uh,
Keep the
oh,
secret for later.
oh, that's a real bad. I better not go into that one then. But yes, I'll go into which goes. So Scanners, which goes. They are getting a TV show, which is going to be great. Which is, if people don't know what Scanners was, it was essentially about psychics trying to take over the world, psychics and telekinetic people trying to take over the world. Unlike the other Scanners film, which was about robots that were built for a war and then suddenly evolve and try to kill humanity. This is the psychic one, which goes. But yeah, it's getting a TV show, which should be good. The cat. I like when I found the poster. I enjoyed There's 4 billion people on Earth. 237 are scanners. They have the most terrifying powers ever created, and they are winning. Yeah, which is always a great. So unlike the movie, which follows essentially a group of scanners fighting another group of scanners, this is going to follow, which gives a smaller story about possibly two people running from scanners. Things. Not much is kind of being released from about the story so far, but it's the scanners and it's an old sci-fi kind of thing, so it's going to be great, you know.
Yeah, I don't care how it turns out because I just love the fact that we get to use that old poster, and that's good enough for me. It's just good enough for me because it's awesome.
And the famous like meme thing as well, which is also going to be coming back as well, like a little bit more.
Oh, the head pop.
Yeah, the just before the head pop kind of scream kind of thing. Yeah, that's going to come back as a big way. So
I'm yeah, I'm digging the idea that they're doing some of these things. In fact, Paul, I'm digging it so much that we did an episode about things that we wouldn't mind being rebooted or turned into TV shows. We didn't mention Scanners, but we probably should have. But we did mention. Oh, sorry, you go for it.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, it is a pity that we didn't mention it. Yeah,
yeah, because as it turns out, not a bad idea to do. So I'm here for it. We did, however, take a guess or make a hope for something that we didn't really know was going to come true, but it actually released this month. I have not watched any of it yet, but Quantum Leap is back, everybody. Quantum Leap. Sam Beckett. Good old Scott Bakula. No, it's not him. It's after Scott Bakula and Sam Beckett found their way home or didn't find their way home, depending on what you think happened in the end of the original Quantum Leap.
Very weird.
Yeah. So I'm cool. People are, I loved that original show. I think it's such a great premise. We said all this in our other video, which you're all going to go and watch after this. You really are. I promise you. And you're going to love it. I dug it. I dug everything about that show. I watched the trailer for the new one and I thought, yay, when I said they should do Quantum Leap, I was kind of thinking they should do it really well.
Oh no, that's such a damning.
I'm not sure they did, and you're going to hate me for the reason why, because it's not they've gender flipped the holographic companion. Of course they can because they're different people. The main character, whatever, all that stuff doesn't bother me. But there is a moment in the trailer where it shows the guy kind of looking down, going, "I've just jumped into a getaway driver," and then looks down and sees a stick shift from a car, like a manual pattern gearbox. I don't know why, but the prop department decided to make their own that looks like nothing that's ever existed in a car and looks really weird. And my brain instantly went, oh God, if that's what they're doing there and they couldn't just find a car and shoot, like, go to the car park, guys. Somebody would have had a stick shift. The whole trailer has that vibe to it of, oh, we're onto a good thing. Everybody loved Quantum Leap. That's what they'll come for. They'll come for nostalgia. And they'll leave disappointed. So if anybody out there has watched the first couple of episodes, let me know. I'm holding off because I still have my warm and fuzzy Quantum Leap feelings and I don't really want them destroyed.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I also remember in the original in original. I don't think he makes it home. I think it just ends with him. He jumps through time forever,
Yeah, yeah.
which is a fairly dark kind of like D&D cartoon kind of thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to YouTube and find
Yeah,
out about what happened to the kids from D&D
yeah.
cartoon.
I love that cartoon. Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
But yeah, no, I find that like yeah, some of the things that they've decided to take on and reboot, kind of thing, or not even reboot, create a new like a soft reboot, I guess, or continuation kind of thing of some of the beloved stories that we had, or some of the TV shows that we had. They cut corners in certain places that you're just like, no, you don't understand. Cutting corners in certain places does not fill me with confidence that you're going to take this
Mm,
seriously. And although
yeah.
this is about a man who is jumping through, or a person jumping through time, and getting sucked into people's bodies, and then having to take on their lives for a short period of time, um, doesn't mean that I don't want, kind of some authenticity and, some like serious kind of stuff.
It's one of the shows that production quality actually matters on. This isn't four walls and a chair. This is jumping through time, capturing time periods, capturing the essence of moments in history. That's what scared the crap out of me. I'm like, oh, of all the times for, you know, not to have the production quality, this isn't the one. This isn't that show, folks. Baywatch, it's not going to hurt it. All right. Go to a different beach. People are not going to notice. Quantum Leap. Oh, we're doing the 60s, but it really doesn't look like the 60s. You just shot it outside a local modern diner. Ouch. That's never going to work.
Yeah, yeah. I do like Brew in the which was sorry, Brew in the comments said he does not like the Quantum Leap poster. Yeah, I do agree that it looks like some like a apprentice or intern from the graphic kind of put it together.
If
Kind of
anybody had a Commodore 64, they'll know what I mean. This looks like the old cover a cassette tape for a game would have had, where they clip art and pasted a whole lot of cut out stuff together and was like, yeah, we'll have an action pose somewhere in it, and then as much other imagery just pasted in behind.
yeah. The other thing
Why
about
is
it, like yeah, like look at that, look, Quantum Leap, such an easy thing, just a bunch of clocks, bunch of like high vis clocks on the ground with two people walking away with more
that?
time in the background. This looks like he's destroying San Francisco.
Weirdly, yes. Weirdly, yes. Why just use the Golden Gate Bridge? Or even if that wasn't Golden Gate, why use a bridge? What's the bridge signifying? I get, space shuttles launching and, oh, wow. Yeah. Anyway, let's not kick it too hard till we watch it. I hope it's really good. Somebody let us know in the comments down below if it is. Because, like I say, I'm only watching it if it's not gonna hurt my feelings. But hey, they listened. Somebody did it. Just they didn't listen to the part where I wanted it to be done.
Which is, I will rush into the next one, which is the Little Mermaid live action dropped, which is the teaser trailer. This is one of these down stories. A lot of our stories have been up. This is one of the down stories. That does have an up. It does have an up. Okay, so like let's keep that kind of in mind. Of course, like when this was announced first, of course there was a backlash of stupid people saying that you can't have which was a non-white which was Ariel and stuff like that and all that kind of crap.
Oh, but Paul, all the mermaids they've ever met were white.
Oh yeah, yeah, because that's you know
Yeah, because stupid is hard to cure. Apparently,
yeah,
we haven't found a way yet.
yeah. That's yeah. So a lot of people who come out in kind of, I guess, up in arms and kind of stupid. Like, I will say that there is a percentage of them that are just stupid trolls that are just joining kind of thing just to kind of fan the flames kind of thing. But there are people who are just like joining in for no apparent reason. And I'll say this, like Haley Bailey, which is playing Ariel. If you like, if you don't think she's going to do a good job, kind of thing, go watch her when she like, or her like into after she sees herself finally as a kind of thing, and it's such a
Oh,
heartwarming kind of thing
oh.
of just how much like excited she is, which does like, I'm not really interested in Little Mermaid for many other reasons other than who they've chosen to play who, Like, let me just tell you, if they haven't put in someone for Sebastian that's right, I'm not watching it. That little red crab better be able to sing Under the Sea like absolute belted out. He can't.
I've never seen The Little Mermaid, but I know that song so well, so I know who Sebastian is.
But like after seeing that, it's one of those moments of kind of seeing someone excited for the craft, excited to see themselves as the character that they've been playing for so long. Her excitingness of kind of screen. So I'm excited, and we'll defend kind of just anything, like any choice of a usage actor that they want. It's
Yeah.
Lynn Morano has come out also against the which was against the trolls and everything, and he was stay angry. He doesn't care.
Oh, well, let's hope that people who have not only that view but enough time in their lives that that's a view they care to share with others. Let's hope that when the movie finally comes out, they take the time to go out and protest, so that we can see who they are, and hopefully it'll be raining and they'll catch a cold, and let's just let nature take its course. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't wish ill on these people, but I do wish sniffles at the very least, because they're bad, stupid people.
It's just stupid to me. Which
Yeah.
is but yeah, so that's one of our down yet up ones as well. It's nice to see that obviously the cast and crew were obviously going to defend them and everybody them in the movie and everything like that. We here at Hearsay also. I
And
speak for both of us.
thank you, asshole trolls, for making this movie hit everybody's radar more than it would have. So good job. You being evil, nasty shitheads has actually helped. So there you go. Backfired on you, you massive twats. Now I'm going to go and see this in the cinema. Yay.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, completely backfired. I'm definitely going to give it the time of day to go. Like I was originally just going
Yeah.
to see it on the streaming service, but now I'm going to go.
There you go.
So that's the Little Mermaids kind of which is episode or part. Anything else that you would like to run through? We've got three, I
Hit me.
think. So
You
I'll go
tee
for
them up and we'll knock them down.
yeah, I'll go for another one. Which got Blade Runner 2090 or is it 40? Yeah, 2099 is coming out as a TV show. This has been one of those projects that has been started and stopped and started and stopped. They've now got screenwriters, directors, and obviously Ridley Scott is also going to be producing it as well. So just gotten the green light to continue on. I definitely think that this is because of the Cyberpunk Edge Runners cartoon has come out in this, which we don't mention, but Edge Runners on Netflix has come out and has absolutely exploded and has once again reignited the cyberpunk kind of light.
Cool.
So I do think that Blade Runner is probably getting a green lit because they saw how popular cyberpunk Edge Runners.
It didn't hit my radar, but my radar is not everyone's. So I'm glad to hear that. This is much like Quantum Leap. I love the idea of even a Scott sanctioned Blade Runner show. People are like, oh, even the movies. Now there's enough there. There is enough there that is of interest. Now, don't make the Quantum Leap mistake. If we see a poster,
Yeah,
and we'll know. Okay. So yeah, let's hope it's a good one. Whatever they do, I'm happy to see it if they put the time, care, and attention into it.
that's
So we'll
exactly
wish it
it.
well.
So that's our quick kind of Blade Runner one. Excuse me. Is there? Do we want to do the big reveal or do we want to wait? We have two more stories that we can.
I should run through the two and then we'll do our big reveal.
Perfect. Which is Captain America: New World Order. Is a TV show that's going to be having the Falcon and Winter Soldier probably back. Which is, but that's not the interesting thing because there's no real news coming out of the camp right now, other than we got Tim Blake, who was originally in the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk as essentially a professor. He was Mr. Blue, and obviously Ed Norton was Mr. Green, and the communications.
Right.
He was which is teasered as essentially coming out as the leader, which is one of Hulk's main kind of enemies within the comic books. Obviously, with the kind of Marvel films franchise kind of taking off, and also the re kind of casting with Mark Ruffalo, there was always kind of questions about how kind of much they were going to bring in the Ed Norton kind of storylines and stuff. But since She Hulk has introduced some characters from the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk, which spoiler, because they've decided to bring in the Tim Blake's leader into the fold as well, which is just further ingraining the Incredible Hulk film into.
Yeah, I just quickly want to say, because Pop Culture threw in a comment. Pop Culture, one of our great longtime viewers, is at Disneyland with his family right now and stopped by to leave a comment. So thank you very much, Pop. Have loads of fun and all our love to your family. Have a great day. And as far as back to this story, I didn't know if the Ed Norton Hulk, you know, Disney bought Fox and we're going to get mutants in the MCU and everybody's coming together. And we had 3 Spider-Men and a Spider-Man movie. You know, we've had all of the things brought together. The one that I thought was going to be left out in the cold until recently was the lesser spoken about Ed Norton Hulk movie. And now really, you know, place has been set at the table. Everybody's forgiven everyone. And that movie is now being pulled back into the fold. I think it's cool. I also think it's cool because of the acting talent that you're getting. I won't mention who's in, although they're in the trailer for She-Hulk, but you're right. Yeah, no spoilers there. Tim Blake, this is going to be great. He's a cool actor. I think that was one of those shame kind of things at the time after that Hulk movie. You're like, oh, they never got to continue that character arc. So cool. This is one of the good stories.
Yeah, it's nice to see them re kind of adding to the fold. And then quickly another one, which goes, Mr. Ryan Gosling, Mr. Sexy.
Oh, that ugly bugger, yeah.
Yeah,
Him.
Mr. Sexy. Look at those deep blue eyes. Which goes, has been rumored to be in a after credit scene in Wakanda Forever, playing the infamous Doctor Doom, but it has not been confirmed yet if this is true or not, because we also had a couple of other people coming out as possibly playing Doctor Doom in the recent months. I believe Howard Stern was one of them. Yeah,
started all that.
Yeah, Howard Stern mentioned that he was going to be Doctor Doom in the upcoming Marvel movie, or he said he was going to play someone.
He said he was in a Doom movie. He was in the Doctor Doom movie.
Yeah,
that doesn't exist.
Yeah, so this is rumored that Ryan Gosling will be playing the infamous Doctor Doom. As you know, the first time we ever saw him was in the Fantastic Four original movie with which was Chris Evans as Doc, or not Doc, as Johnny Blaze,
Human Torch.
Yeah, so which it wasn't about Doctor Doom, just not the Doctor Doom that I know.
There you go. And I can let you in a secret, folks. The chap above me there, my co-host, a bit of a Doctor Doom man. So it doesn't matter whether or not I think Ryan Gosling's a good shout for this. It matters what he thinks. Paul, what do you think?
I'm excited for him. I think it's going to be good. Doctor Doom has always been a stoic character that hasn't gotten his hands dirty until he has to. And Ryan Gosling can portray that of kind of being above it all and then being able to be very brutal. So we'll see if Doctor Doom or Doctor Daddy Doom will be coming out in the next Wakanda Forever, which we'll be very excited. All I can say is if Ryan Gosling is Doctor Doom, he can step on me. I know. I've been watching too many streamers in the last week. And very little sleep.
Yeah, I hear you. What's the next story before we go further into the actual pop culture without pop culture
here? So our last story is probably the most exciting one.
Do people deserve it though? Yes, they do. Okay, you do. Thank you all for liking and subscribing. We would like to see more comments down below, and also we'll know if you don't share with your friends. So share with your friends. Paul, tell them what it is, because I love this. This is my favorite thing to happen this week.
Well, I don't know. You may have heard an update from Deadpool 3. Now, I'm using that logo for a very particular reason. There might be a little hint about what's coming. I can't see. Stupid.
Yeah,
Which is,
the master of marketing himself.
yep,
Forget about superpowers. Ryan Reynolds drops a tiny little funny video of being very Ryan Reynoldsy and talks about the upcoming Deadpool 3 and says, yeah, sure, I haven't really got any great ideas. Maybe Hugh Jackman could come back and play Wolverine. What do you think, Hugh? Hugh is in the background going, yeah, sure, Ryan. And mic drop. All our jaws are on the floor going, no way, we're actually going to get the Jackman back as Wolverine. Oh, this is, and as part of what could be an R-rated Deadpool movie.
yeah,
Come on, this is every holiday at once. And I thought, you know what? Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. It could just be really good marketing. It might turn out to be a joke. But the next day, Paul, another video. No, we're for realsies here.
yeah,
So Hugh is back. Hugh Jackman said he wanted to do Wolverine in the MCU because it kind of came along after him.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Logan, one of the top 5, if not top 3, comic property movies ever. Great send off, but this is different. He can come back. We got variants. We got alternate everything's. We got multiverses. We can do just about anything. Get Hugh Jackman back and have him and Deadpool not only winding each other up, but getting seriously brutal with people.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. Like, which is, I'm excited for it simply because one, it brings Deadpool. They talk about Deadpool being brought into the MCU as a full character, which is, and with Hugh Jackman being introduced as well in this Deadpool 3 movie, there's a possibility of also then the greater kind of wider mutants. This could be the way that they bring them in, kind of thing, which is just a grace. Because don't forget, technically speaking, Deadpool in this movie is a mutant. That's why that's why he works with the X-Men like Colossus and Negasonic,
Teenage Warhead. Yeah.
Which could, so I'm interested to see them bringing in this literally could just be Fox and Marvel kind of going, well, here's an easy way to just bring in the mutants into the major Marvel universe. There's 2 videos. There's the Deadpool 3 teaser, and then there's the Deadpool 3 to the Hue update, which is the 2 videos which are just great. They're just, you can definitely tell the guys were just,
they're short, charming, and fun. Paul, I'm going to make a prediction right now. No matter what amount of screen time Hugh Jackman gets in that movie, because we don't know, we're all assuming, he's going to be co-lead. He's not going to be co-lead, but that he's going to be a significant part of the movie, even if it's only a cameo or an extended cameo. I hope what they manage to do, because I don't think Hugh Jackman's coming back for long. He's coming back for a good time, folks, not a long time. And I am fine with them killing him or not or whatever. But if they go multiversely on it, I hope he's the person that introduces whoever the next Wolverine is. Once they've, if this is the mutant cat coming out of the bag, I hope Hugh Jackman's last act is to schnick, tap some claws and go, okay, well, I'm glad it's you, Taron Egerton, or whoever it turns out to be.
Yeah, no, it'll be exciting to see. Be exciting to see him physically pass on the torch. So that is which goes, yeah. So that is Wolverine or Deadpool 3 with Wolverine, which goes. So I'm excited for that. As you said,
it's going to make all of the money, Paul. And I'm laughing because Brew has just commented that Wrexham FC will be getting a new stadium.
Yeah.
Wrexham might be moved out of Wales to the top of Mount Olympus with the amount of money that this is going to make. For anybody who doesn't know, Wrexham FC is a Welsh football club that Ryan Reynolds is now the co-owner of with Rob McElhenney of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, writing and acting fame. Yeah. Oh, God, Ryan Reynolds is a rich man already, but he is about to get a whole lot richer.
Yeah. Very much so. But yeah, no,
for me,
this is just going to print money, yeah, because we'll end up seeing it multiple.
Yeah.
How many times did you see Deadpool in? Or in the
in the cinema 3 times? I think it was.
Same as me, and then number 2.
I think that might have only been once. I may have gone twice, but I think it was a once for me.
I get it twice. I saw it twice, and then I've seen it pretty much on a streaming
Mm.
service. And then yeah, this one I'm probably
Uh,
gonna see it.
yeah, they have everything needed to just blow all our socks off. And again, you know, it has to be a good movie. We can geek out about it now. They've still got to get it right. Whatever they do, I trust Ryan Reynolds to keep it cheeky and fun. I really hope, because if this is the entry into the MCU, which it is, of mutants, I think, or maybe they'll either already be there and this will be a cementing of it all. Deadpool has to be R-rated
Mm-hmm.
for them to do what I hope they do, because we have never properly seen Wolverine absolutely lose his biscuits
That
and
is
do
true.
the full berserker kind of
Yeah,
Wolverine
yeah, that is very true. We haven't seen Wolverine
stuff.
being Sorry, I lost you there for 2 seconds.
Nope.
Um,
I'm back. Yeah, we haven't seen him be the full animal.
yeah, yeah, which I'm excited for. Also, Wanda, which is Scarlet Witch, has also out and said that it's going to be great. I think she also wants to be part of it.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah, I think she may have made tweets about possible or would liking to be involved and stuff like that as well, which would be really
If
cool.
I was her, I would.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not her, and I want to be part of it. But like, if I was her, and there's a chance, I would be doing anything I can, because this is the one. This is the one to get yourself in
yeah.
if you're worried about your future in the MCU. Talking to you, Paul Rudd. Talking to you,
Oh,
for
man.
Paul.
Anyway, which is that was our September roundup. Which is I hope you enjoyed it. It was a fun lasso. And hopefully we put out these stories out to pasture. I'm using all the terms now of this random kind of cowboy crap. But yeah, which is like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, as you said. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers so we can open up that community tab so we can have more fun with you guys. Shout out to anyone, which it really helps us out. Any suggestions for shows, hear us out below, which is in our socials. And if there is any stories that we missed, if you're watching this back on the VOD, comment down below. We certainly message back. So be cool. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I just want to give a quick shout out to our own commenter, a guy called David, who likes to comment and say how bad we are. I want to give him a personal thanks, because if he watched all the way to the end of this video and comments, I want him to know, thank you for all the support. The comments help our analytics. We're really appreciative of your time. And Paul, other than that, I want to say you can find Paul in his other gig with his other internet mammies and daddies, his side women, his side men. I don't know why I went that far with it, but I'm actually now starting to feel emotional. Why are you cheating on me?
Yeah, I was going to be just like, why are you hurting yourself? Because
it got a wee bit far there, didn't it? Yeah, I want to just say, go check out Paul Homebrew Quest. That's your search term. Links are down below. It's D&D with a difference, and that difference is Paul, but also some Hiberno Irish-based drinking japery from some really, really funny people. So go and check them out.
On that note, we also have several friends which are also doing the things. It Takes Two, Pop Culture, which is you can find links to their which is, and friends to the show, links down in the items below. We have 10 minutes to get out of here, so we're gonna get out in quicker than that. Which is, thanks for watching. As we said, like, subscribe, share us out. Really help us out. Come on, 2022 is going to be the year of Hear Us Out hitting 500. Which is but thank you very much anyway. It is absolutely fantastic to have an audience.
Love you all.
Next week.
I've been Patrick.
I've been Paul.
We've been Hear Us Out. Get us out of here, Paul. Pull all the wires. Just